So let's solve today's lead code question, that is score after flipping the matrix. First of all, understand the problem. What is the problem? What we are given and what we are supposed to give to the problem setter. We are given a binary matrix as matrix and means a 2 by 2 array, 2D array, and binary means its each value are either 1 or 0. What we are supposed to give, we are supposed to give maximum sum of each row. Basically each row value should be maximum according to binary. And which tools we have to design a machine or algorithm. Tool is flipping. You can flip any row or flip any column. So let's start. So, so first intuition come in our mind is how to maximize a binary number. We all know binary number. In binary number, base value is 2. Base value means how many number of digits are there in binary. That is 1 or 0. That is 2. Each place is denoted by 2 to the power 0, then 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, and highest priority, basically the place which has the highest priority is the leftmost one. Leftmost one has such high priority that all the rightmost ones cannot beat that single leftmost one value. Let's take example. This is a 5 digit binary number. Let's take this a 5 digit binary number. So this place can have maximum value. Can have value 2 to the power 0, that is 1. This 2 to the power 1 2, 2 to the power 2 4, 2 to the power 3 8, and 2 to the power 4 16. Let's sum all these values. The sum of these values are 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 15, and some of the and this value is 16. Basically leftmost value is the most important value. So in the matrix, what we have to do, we have to make sure that the first zeroth column must have all ones. So our first thing is make sure zeroth column has all ones. If not, then flip rows with zero. Or if the if that if any place in the first in zeroth column is not one, then flip that row. We have flipping tool. We can flip row. We can flip column. Next thing, after that, what we have to do, we have to check each column except zeroth, because we have do the thing with that first column, second column, and up to nth column, so whatever variable we take. To check, we have the maximum number of 1. We have to check, we have to count number of 0, and we have to count number of 1. If number of zeros are greater than number of 1, then we have to flip that column. That's the thing. And we, after doing that, we got the maximized matrix. This is the thing we have to implement in our code. Let's see it in more detail. For zeroth row, what we have to do, we have to toggle the row if the value is 0. Basically, we make sure that all the values and all the elements in zeroth column should be 1. After that, we are supposed to process other columns by checking by counting number of zeros and number of ones in each row, each column, and then if number of zeros is greater than number of columns, sorry, number of zeros is greater than number of ones, then toggle that column, and then calculate the value of that matrix and then return answer. This is our algorithm. It is very simple. This is break into two parts: it's processing zeroth column and then processing rest of column. So let's implement this. Uh, so first of all, we decide the variable for the number of columns and number of rows. As we do in class 12 matrix, we matrix m cross n, m denotes number of rows and n denotes number of columns. We follow the same parameters. M is read dot size. This denote number of rows. For n is equals to let array of 0 dot size. This denote number of columns. Uh, a type error. So sorry. Uh, this is number of rows and this is number of columns. First thing we have done. Second thing we have to do um, with me. This is the basic declaration of variable. Main thing, but the first thing that which we have to do is checking the zeroth column. Checking the zeroth column. Okay, let's check. Make a loop and I equal to 0. Y less than number of row. Number of rows. Basically, we checking each row in zeroth column. I is less than row is not van. I plus plus. If real array of real array of I or zeroth column is equal to 0, then what we do is toggle the we toggle the row. But how we can tell a toggle function to flip our row? We can firstly we have to pass our matrix. We have to pass I. But how we can tell the toggle function that I is no? You have to flip row, not column. You have to flip row, not column. One thing is that we can make different function for flipping or flip one, but this is not a good approach. What we can do is we can make a variable and c equal to 0, initially minus 1. C. This c denotes if c is 1, then it is signifying that we have to reverse column. If c is 0, then it is signifying that we have to toggle row. So here we have to toggle a row, so we are making 0 toggling row, and we have to pass it as, and that's done. We have done the first part. What we have done is we have done our first part, that is making elements and first first column sorry column all ones all ones. Next thing we have to do is making check with comment at later. What we have to do is check from column 1 to we have to process rest of the columns. So obviously process rest of. So what we have to do is and I equal to 0 to I less than number of columns. How many columns are there? There are n columns. I plus oh, but we do not have to process zeroth column again because we have already done it. Then for n j equal to 0, j less than number of rows, j plus plus. We have to count number of zeros because that array of I array of j is equal to 0. Then 0 is variable. We have to make a variable 0 uh, and that equal to 0 comma o equal to 0. Mm, yes, we can do this, or we can do it. It doesn't matter. Declare it here. This is better thing because in each column you have to check separately number of zeros and number of columns. You can not add previous zeros and columns. If it is not 0, then else it is 1. That's the thing. After counting number of zeros and ones in a column, you have to check if 0 is greater than 0 is greater than number of zeros is greater than number of 1, then we have to toggle that column. But this time we are talking column, so we have to specify c equal to 1. We double g outer in column colm. So toggling a column means grid comma which column. This is controlling number of column. That is I. Oh, and we have also that is wrong. I. Okay, that's the thing. We have made this. We have completed this program. After that, we store the calculate with you leave the value, the grid value, and return result. This is a this is our code, but we have to make toggle function. We have to make calculate function. So let's make it. We are done with this. We don't have to touch it again. So at last time we can check it. Declaring number of rows, yes. Declaring number of columns, yes. C equal to 1 is mm, for checking columns. This is making element in first column all one. This is processing rest of the element. And grid I equals to 0, then toggle. Okay. Grid array of I basically 0 at the 10 toggle that row and then toggle it. Let's do it. Now make a toggle function. Toggle. What toggle take is a vector of integer type, grid, yes, no, and which column or row to toggle, or ask, or by that is column or row C. If C is equal to 0, if C is equal to 0, what we have to do? If C is 0 here means we have to flip that row. So for and I equal to 0 to I less than, we have to flip that row. हाँ हाँ पानी नाम से कौन है come back कोई नहीं sometimes there are some problems I equal to 0 to I we are given a row so we are iterating a variable from 0th column to nth column which how we are declaring a column by n let's copy paste this thing to here copy paste is not a good idea redeclare it this not takes much time n is equals to grid uh, dot size and n is equals to grid array of 0 dot size text I plus plus what we do is we only do is grid array of row fixer we are only iterating over column is equals to 1 minus if it is 0 then it will 1 if it is 1 then it will 0 grid array of RC array of I that's the thing else अगर 0 नहीं है तो 1 कर दो 1 नहीं है तो 0 कर दो ना See, that's the thing. That's something. If it's equal to 1, that means you have to toggle the column. So same thing. Only you have to reverse that part and that part. Here and j equal to 0. Oh, so when j less than this time we have to toggle a column. So 0 to number of columns. Number of columns is denoted by n. Right. Number of rows, sorry, number of columns denoted by n. That's the thing. J plus plus. Grid, grid array of, this is column. This is j is row, and we are given column is equal to grid array of j array of rc, array of 1 minus, and global function is done. Now we have to make calculate function. Calculate function returns an integer. Calculate function. What it takes is a vector of integer type. Grid. Okay, let's. Uh, this time we don't have to declare that. Now we can make some variables. We declare it. This is a good method. ये समझने में आसान है. It's easy to understand. But you can make some cooking. No, this is not good. Size and is equals to array of 0 dot size or bracket and type of less than I less than greater array of 0 dot size I less than each row and I plus plus. For each row we are traversing each column for method and j equal to 0 7 j less than and number of columns j plus plus. What we are doing is we are using power function to the power basically. We may store it in result and result is equal to 0. Result plus equal to power of 2 power. What we are going to do, let's take let, let's understand it. This is 0, this is 4, size is 5, 5 minus this index is 4, and this place is 0, means j means this is basically number of columns n n minus our iterator, n minus 1 minus our iterator is not make it 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. It's clear. I think it's clear. You can try it on it. To the power j, no, to the power n minus 1 minus j multiplied by 100 value of of j, and it's we have to return result. We have made this. Hopefully this will work. At last, check it. We are declared some variables. We process the first column. We process all rest of column. How we process first zeroth column? By checking it, by making all the columns 0. If it is 0, then we toggle that row. Toggle that row to. If it is 1, Then we process the columns by I equal to 1 to each column, then each row, and row column of each counting zeros and ones. And if zeros is greater than ones, then toggle, and that's still processing rest of column. Result equal to calculate grade. How we are calculating? We are calculating for I equal to number of rows to number of columns. Right, that's done. Number to number of rows, number of columns. That's this is if z equal to 0, we have to so flip a row, else flip a column, etc. Here it is flip a row, flip see, RCS, and let's run it. It will run, or hopefully, cross finger. Oh my god. Oh, so we do not pass C here. This is our mistake. C. Sometimes it happens. Don't take it seriously. This should run. Ah, submit. Submit the whole. Okay, 3 millisecond time. This is not good. Again, ah, that's done. So this is the end of our program. So at last we revised it by not seeing any of our notes. What we did is, what our program is, we are given a binary matrix. What we have to output is, what we have to output is maximized matrix. The tool we have is flipping. How we use flipping tool? First of all, we prioritize making the leftmost column one by flipping row. Then we process each column by checking number of zeros and number of ones. If number of zeros are greater than number of ones, then we flip that column, else do nothing. Uh, this we do, and that's the thing. This is a simple problem. Flipping is a simple problem. Score after flipping a matrix. So, meet you tomorrow. Goodbye. Have a nice day. It's a good day. Stop, press a button. ऐसे window shift